Good morning, everybody. Going to put an alert here on the top of yesterday's high on FiberX. I call it that, Forte Biosciences, in case it ends up breaking out again. So throwing up an alert on that for the day, whenever it comes, where we re-break that. All right, that was a big sneeze. Okay, back. All right, so we can forget about FiberX now. We have an alert on that. Walmart keeps going. Great. All right, it filled in. It filled in 50% of its pullback. Nice, actually, like a third. At this point, it's filled in 50% of the pullback, so that's called backfilling, and that's a great sign. That's bullish action, continued bullish action. All right, and then Aris, we're in that, and it's still going. Walmart still going. This morning, obviously, MSTR is on fire because it's so linked to Bitcoin and Bitcoin pricing. Bitcoin pricing looks like it's going to go to 100K today. We'll probably witness that historic moment. 100 today is Bitcoin 100,000 celebration day, I'm pretty sure. Go post this live stream on my stock twits. Okay, that's okay. Posted that. All right, who's here? Is that you, Michael? There's a couple people watching from various places. Say hello, as it says there. It says say hello. So I know you're here. And who's here? The market is up in pre-market, up above yesterday's highs. It's actually above all of this week's highs. So this is, we're back in the gap now. This is a great day on the market. And it was looking to be so. The projection for the Qs for the end of the year are way up here. So, I said that could come with pullback. And, it has. So, it could be, and then zoop, so Santa Claus rally. It's not going to be just straight up, but this is the prediction back here. In election years, by the end of the year, the market is up an additional half as much as it had been so far year to date. So in election years, on election day, once election day is over, the market goes up an additional half as much as it did the entire year. This year, the Qs were up 20% to the election, so we expect 10% more. So that's what we've marked off there on the charts. And that has happened for 60, 70 years. It's been the same every single time. Now, the only thing that could derail that this year is rising geopolitical tensions. I have added on NVIDIA. I had a position already. I added on. It doesn't push me to zero risk yet, but I was able to increase my position size without any additional risk because the stop could be raised. And so that allowed me to accumulate some more positions as part of my amass system. Amass snowballing system. All right, so with that said, let's look at more opportunities here. We're watching SPAI. It's in a high tight flag formation right now. This is for a day trade. SPAI could turn into a swing, but it's for a day trade right now. So we're watching the volumes on that to get a sense for buying and selling pressures. And to my eyes, it looks good. It had to get through the $5 level, and it did. There was a bit of supply to ring out on the $5, but it blasted through it on 3x to supply demand volume, so 3 to 1. And since then, it's been about 2 to 1 to 2.5 to 1. So this is super bullish, extremely bullish. And I would put a stop at 560 on a breakout entry here at 650. So essentially $1 of risk. So we'll pull that up for day trading. I'll probably grab 100 shares for my own allocation. That's 1 R unit of $100 of risk. And let's see what else we got up this morning. Okay, so we're going to watch SPAI for an entry, but I also need to look at everything else going on. Like Reddit is, I wish I could add on, but basically I already have doubled my position, increased my position size 3 days ago by raising my stop. I was able to using my amass system. So today, though, it's following through. So I already got a single partial, and there'll be some more as price continues on it. And then hopefully in the next week or two, it'll pull back and create a base and create a new entry where I can raise my stop and increase my position size again. And just keep doing it over and over, taking profits, raise stop, increase position, taking profits, raise stop, increase position, taking profits over and over, and we just walk it up like patty cake style. We just walk it up the price over the whole year. If Reddit's going to keep going like this, and we'll keep amassing a big position, a bigger and bigger position. Let's see, how's Tesla doing in the midst of all this? What time is it right now? Okay, we got 14 minutes till the market opens. We're looking for SPAI entry if it breaks 651. And where's Tesla sitting in all this? Is it responding strongly or weakly? So it's kind of responding weakly. All right, good to know. How about Netflix? That's been very bullish. Oh yeah, Netflix is doing great. It's about to break new to all-time highs right on the market open. I believe that's all-time highs. Oh yeah. And we have an amassed position on Netflix, and I've been taking profits on that. So that'll keep going today. Now, how about Palantir? So Palantir was kind of weak the other day, but IonQ, one of our mirror positions, is doing well. When we started, they were both doing good, but Palantir became weaker. Right now, it looks as if Palantir is responding strongly to what's been going on. It just did not have, in my opinion, a good day yesterday. However, it looks like things may pick up on Palantir. And we're already in risk-free with an amassed position. Yeah, see, IonQ, like if you look at Palantir on the daily here, you've got this topping, high type flag topping area that it's hanging out in. It's all good. But you look at IonQ and it's putting in already a lot of strength. Even when the market wasn't, let's say, always strong, IonQ has been strong. So it may exhaust out soon. Stocks that are that strong, if it's not supported by fundamentals, and this is just too new of a move, it's too fresh. So a lot of the price appreciation, could come to an end soon. And their fundamentals are not outstanding at all. So, you got to watch out on IonQ. Let's look for, have they had any large dilutions? No. They're very good on the dilution side of things, thank goodness. So they're not going to ream it to you. They're not going to stick it to you. In the very beginning, 1 year after IPO, they diluted 3x, which is really terrible thing to do to their investors. But it looks like it was the right move. It sustained them for the next few years. And here we are, right back at all-time highs. If IonQ breaks 34, this relatively new, young stock will have climbed out of the IPO bull. Oh, thank you, Steve. I appreciate that. That's a really nice compliment for you to say. I'm literally going to copy paste that just for my memories. That was really nice of you to say. Thank you. And I have all kinds of different ways that I view things too and chop them up. However, what I was saying is that the IonQ is going to come up and out of this potentially IPO bull, and you can see 100 next year on IonQ, but it's going to have to be supported by fundamentals. So we'll see. As William O'Neill said, no stock has ever doubled on technical analysis alone. Thank you, Steve's job. Love that. Thank you so much. I mean, that's why I'm called Chart Trader. That's what they call me. So that's what I am. I'm Chart Trader. Nice to meet you, man. But, I do pay attention to the fundamentals as well. That's important. So back to SPAI. You know what? We missed an entry while we were talking. It was probably right when you gave me that compliment. And now we've missed an entry, but we're still good, I'd say, to go on that. So I'm getting in on SPAI for a day trade. Let's see if I can get that fill. Come on. I think it's pulling back at the moment. Come on. Don't make me chase. I won't chase. It's already out of the gate. I should have got it at 650-ish. This is already about $130 a risk for me instead of 100. But all right, I'll temp it down then if I have to. Wait, it seems to be pulling back, but I'll go for 80 shares instead of 100 if I have to. If it starts to get away from me. Let's keep it. There it goes. Come on. All right, we're going to have to try to get a smaller amount. And even that I can't get. I mean, this is a good sign, if you can't get into a stock, it's a good sign. It's a good sign. Oh my gosh, it's going to break 7 without me. I'm trying to get in and nope, can't get in. All right, we missed it. Hopefully you guys got it. I said over 651, that's an entry on SPAI. Well, I was not able to get it. The only thing I can pray for is that it faked out here, isn't going to follow through, and pulls all the way back into this base again. And then I'll find a cheat entry in about 20 minutes, it looks like. But that was that. I would already be, because I said 780, right? 560 for the risk to stop. 660 roughly entry. $1 of risk. 867. Yeah, I would have been about out at 25% already. Nice to meet you too. All right, SPAI CTV. So we're going to keep SPAI right here. And Works is failing out. We're going to watch Bitcoin right here. And NVIDIA is right over there. NVIDIA, I'm in. I mean, NVIDIA is a buy, but it does need to follow through at the open. It'll probably dip buy, though. At worst, if it pulls back, you know what I'm saying? So if it pulls back, it'll probably be a dip buy. To what level? We could figure that out a little bit. Let's see. Probably right around here, 146 to 147. That region could become a dip buy area. It depends on how strongly it wants to drop. If it drops all the way down to this 144 level, that could be where the whole dip buying happens. There's two zones there. It's a little bit wide. But anyway, I'm already in. So I'm going to give it a try, you know, let it see where it goes. And I have a wide risk to stop at 139.50. Stop at 139.50. So I'm in with a nice wide stop. I've been building up a position. I'm happy with that. So anyway, NVIDIA, that's a potential buy today. Let's keep going down that list. CTV. Let's see what's going on. Okay, big, huge move. How much of a magnitude is it? 89%. So that's good. That qualifies, but it looks to be like it's pegging at $3. So if it's pegging, that's usually a sign that it's an acquisition. So it's not going to move anymore. It's going to stay there. Somebody has probably offered to buy the company for $3 per share. It seems to be pegging at $3. Let's see. 12 minutes ago. Here we go. Innovid to be acquired by MediaOcean. So I was right. You can see everything on a chart, man. We'll acquire this at $3.15 per share. See? So I was right. That was happened. So CTV is a nothing. We won't trade that. It's not going anywhere. Good job to people who used to be in it. It's all done. CDT, however, pretty deep pullback, but it was early in the morning. We're going to have to watch CDT today. But what was the magnitude anyway? Oh, 141%. It's definitely worth watching. That's a very nice magnitude. These are all for day trades, these particular ones. But we will be looking at picking up swing trades like NVIDIA. That's a swing trade entry this morning. And it could be at the end of the day if you want to wait for confirmation. A better confirmation. Let me just click through all my charts here for a second. What else we got? PET is up 36%. What is that? PetSmart or something? Let's go see. WAG Group. That's funny. Maybe they make Petco though or something. Oh, it's a dead cat bounce. We're not interested. Okay, next up, CDTX is up on what looks to be low volume, 25%. Yeah, that's not really enough on that low of volume. SMLR, we're already in. It's phenomenal. That is hit almost $80 in pre-market, and we got in at 53. What's going on it? I don't even know what's going on it. I mean, it really doesn't matter. Things are moving fast, and I have a lot of positions, so I really don't care. But what does it say? Rise following additional Bitcoin purchase. So it's Bitcoin related in the fact that Bitcoin's going to 100K. So this SMLR is a Bitcoin tied to Bitcoin a little bit, just like MSTR, which we are also up on this morning. And the whole market is up on the fact that Bitcoin is up. And, you know, that's what we were just talking about in the show yesterday, how Bitcoin is leading the everything, the world, the markets. Bitcoin is leading. Sometimes it's not, you know, but for the last like 2 years, wherever Bitcoin is at in its formation is what the entire market is. In other words, if it's pulling back, if it's resting, if it's running, if it's bearishly trending, if it's bullishly trending, this is what the markets and the business cycles were doing. I mean, this Bitcoin is getting quite entangled and supporting the world's businesses and commerce and transactions and, you know, everything, and in many ways. So now, and it responds because it's probably because it's 24 hours and somewhat, you could say that it's kind of unregulated. Um, it's been more free to be truthful, and so that's why it has indicated what's going on more than even our markets, and it's been leading, and that's just because it's more truthful. It's not shackled, manipulated, regulated, held down, corrupt. You know what I mean? Well, in some sense, it probably is, but in another sense, it isn't. I mean, I suppose one day, the whole Bitcoin architecture is interesting. It is possible, I suppose, that one day it could become by force controlled by a single entity. As hard as that would be, it is very remote, but it's not zero. SMLR. So SMLR continues. I just got another profit target. Let me put the squawk in my ear. Do I even have the squawk on? I haven't been hearing anything. Let me go check. Yeah, I got the squawk on. Okay, I just didn't have it in my ears. I'd like to know what other tickers are going on. SPY, SPAI, CTV works, CLSK warrants, Snow. Yep. Right. We're in Snow since yesterday after hours. That was alerted in our Discord. We alerted in a lot of different places. I talk in a lot of different platforms. That one was on my Discord. Mentioned that to get Snow in after hours yesterday. So we got that at about 155. It's now hitting 162. So Snow, very good. SPAI did kind of fake out and didn't put in a huge follow through. And as I can see here, the selling pressure is too high, especially compared to the demand. So actually, SPAI is not really looking good right now. So we're going to pull back out of SPAI. I'm not even in it, but it's not looking great. Be careful on that. SPAI. What else we got going on this morning? Nice. It's interesting that the leading stocks in relative strength over the last 6 months on the market that are robust, so they have options, they have weekly options, they have a lot of liquidity, etc., is everything I'm in and everything I'm making money on. Rocket Lab, App, IonQ, AAOI, MSTR, Lumen, Lemonade, Reddit, Lunar, Palantir. Okay, then there's Oklo, Wolf, Geo, Upstart, AFRM, SoFi. I'm in all these. PCT, not in. Peloton, I'm not in. Let's take a look at PCT and Peloton. Maybe should I be in those? PCT. I mean, it's a little bit, jump and then 99% of the time sideways, and then jump and then 99% I don't like those kinds of stocks. How about Peloton? I don't know why Peloton's going up. I mean, it's a really dangerous company to be messing with. Did they ever dilute into their shareholders? No, they never have. So even through the worst periods, they never stuck it to the shareholders. So that's a good sign, to be frank. But let's look at the revenues. Revenues are on the decline. So the demand for their services is on the decline. They've turned themselves profitable despite their demand decreasing by increasing their margins internally. So that means cutting, staff, managing their inventory, throwing things overboard, getting their internal cost of efficiency better. But it doesn't change the falling demand. You have 1 year of quarter over quarter over quarter over quarter falling demand. So they're losing the game with their market. So this isn't going to last, whatever's going on there. So we don't go after a stock like that unless it's just a beautiful chart, and we might trade it under the understanding that at any day a reality check could happen. But for the most part, we're not interested. We're not interested. All right, let's keep going. Snow just made a new high, I think, at 161.71. It's almost, yeah, I think it just made a new high. So Snow, very good. I do believe I got a full position, did I not, last night? Let me see. Yeah, there it is. I need to throw that into my pilot positions because this is our first buy on Snow. But we do have some amassed positions that we've been buying and buying and buying and taking profits on as well. Those are Reddit, Robinhood, GME, AAOI, Chewy, App, Affirm, Pioneer, Geo, IJIC, Lunar, VRT, RS, Tesla, Gigal, Carvana, CDXC, APLT, AHR, IonQ, Palantir, CNVS, and Netflix. Those are our amassed positions using my amass system. And then we're in a whole host of other pilot positions, about 55 of them. Really tiny positions that we snowball using the amass technique into giant positions that are risk-free. Right. SPAI, this is what I'm talking about. If it breaks below 595, you should probably cut it. Actually, if it breaks below 6, you should probably cut it, depending on if it's a strong volume bar or a weak volume bar. But I'm good. I'm done with SPAI. I'm not going to go in it, I don't think. I don't love the volume signatures up here in this range. It's a bit too heavy on the supply. All right, we got 5 minutes till the market opens, and that's the big pre-market opportunity. And CTV is a buyout, so the things that are up a whole bunch aren't looking great. But we do have other things that are bigger caps, and those would be mid caps and big caps, like Snowflake here and NVIDIA, which are up either on earnings. Yeah, Snowflake and NVIDIA are up on earnings and breaking out. These are entries, full-on entries. But we have others as well that are going to be up with Bitcoin's progress. And it'll be interesting to watch today Bitcoin break 100K. Kind of seems in the cards. I can almost just sort of flat out predict it. Not because it's nearby and we can hit 100K and it's 100K and it's nearby and it's Bitcoin. No. I mean, I'm literally looking at the charts. I understand what's going on with the markets, the business cycles, how this sits. This could go two ways. At the open in a couple minutes here. Well, three ways. At the open, we dip, and then within an hour or two, it starts being bought up, and then we get back to where we started, and then we start to inch up green for the rest of the day. Or two, we are green right from the open, and it's off and running. I think it'll depend on NVIDIA, to be frank with you. But NVIDIA is looking super strong before the open, so it could be that. It could be a green run. Or we get red sell-off all day. Now, if it did that, probably, though, towards the end of the day, we would get the bullish scoop up. The end of the day bullish scoop up that you tend to see in bull markets. The end of the day, there's always some kind of scoop up in bull markets, always, knock on wood, not always, but the majority of the time, 70, 80, 90%, depending on how good things have been going the last 10 or 20 days. But you would see that on the chart here on the market, the Qs, as bottoming tail wicks. And you just see those everywhere. This is my fat candle custom candlesticking technique, which colors the bottom of the candles and the wicks differently depending on how that action is. So you get a better sense of whether there was buying, selling, and get a real good, clear, much more clear vision than just regular old candlesticks with wicks. My candlesticks wicks are fatter, so they're clearer to see, and the wicks themselves change color according to how the action has been. I call it fat wicks. And I will be making that available as a Trading View indicator add-on probably before Christmas. I just got to get in there and write it up. It just, when you publish an indicator, you have to write up a description of the thing, and I just got to do that right up. All right, got another exit on AAOI. One of our holdings. But snow keeps going. I'm at work, so I'll be jumping in and out of the stream. How long do you stream? Probably until top of the hour, 10 o'clock. Sometimes I'll go all day, but I do have to go run some errands. So probably top of the hour, 10 o'clock. Thank you very much for tuning in, Steve. What's your name? I'm guessing your name is Steve. But, or you guess you could be named Job, but who names their kid Job? You know? All right, we got a lot of good things going on. Wow, why Netflix? Why the big drop on Netflix? 890 to 880. What was that about? Right before they open, and the Nvidia's not doing that. What the hell was that about? Yeah, it is, Steve. Okay, but it's not Job, is it? Okay. All right. Well, I'll see you later, or in and out. Thank you. I'm not always talking on the stream, but as long as other people say they're here and they're, interacting, then I do. So you might catch me on a quiet day. Hey, there you are, Randy. All right. Good morning to you. Thanks for saying something. Yeah. Because otherwise I'll be quiet. If nobody says, and then you guys leave because I'm not saying anything. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, and I'm, I'm glad if you don't say anything, because then I don't have to work so hard. You know what I mean? But I'd rather you did, okay? Don't do that to help me so I don't have to work so hard. This stream will be boring as fuck. If you're around, say something, and, let's talk about everything going on. All right. Market opens in 15 seconds. We're going to be getting a lot of squawk in our ear. So a lot of things are going to be up right now because of this Bitcoin move. So Bitcoin 100,000. Fingers crossed. Let's see if we can get there even at the open. So it would be amazing. Oh, I got to go to my prop and buy up Nvidia. Nvidia, I want to buy some of you. Okay, some sell-off after a few seconds there on Nvidia. It's going to be a buy soon enough, I think. I mean, it's probably going to get bought at 147 at worst. So, and we're already at 149. I don't think it's going to get bought up just because of that. Okay. Now I need to get 6,000 more. I just bought more Nvidia in my prop. But I'm already in Nvidia. In my PA, my personal account. All right, there we go. Okay, fully in Nvidia on my prop. And I'm probably going to have to be taking profits on anything else that's popped. But it looks like nothing else is like significantly popped. Okay, I just got my first exit on Nvidia. So the partials are already flying. There goes AAOI. Let's watch Snow. Snow is definitely a buy, as I mentioned. So Randy, Snow is a buy. You got to check the deltas and all that, and the ROI and ROC, I mean. But Nvidia and Snow, both PCS entries potentially at the open here, and they could run all day and be up 75% to max profit by end of day. I mean, these are big stocks that are great stocks. But you could wait, if you like, till the end of day. But it could be very elevated at that point. So, you might buy, let's say you were going to buy a few contracts. Maybe you could buy a little now and a little end of day if you were worried. If it was me, I would get the full position now. That's just me. And I'm talking about just me. If it was me. I'm not saying if I were you. If it was me. And that's what I did. I'm already in. I'm in with shares. Snowballing my positions. Okay, so Snowflake doing good. I don't know if I set up all my exits on that. Let me go take a look. Yeah, I have all my exits set on Snowflake, and one was hit. Okay, good. That's great. PRFX, what's going on over there? Okay, it halted down. So yeah, I am up 1.5 grand already right at the open, and that's a lot to do with Bitcoin. Bitcoin pushing everything up as it is. But most stocks are pulling back at the open, but not Nvidia. Nvidia is moving the market. Yet the market is pulling back just a little bit, but Snowflake and Nvidia are on fire. However, that push up will come under pressure of the whole market backpedaling a little bit. And then we just got to keep an eye on Bitcoin. And all these forces are kind of tugging and pulling at each other at this new elevated prices here. And it will be interesting to see. Even if we were red all day, we will probably get bought up at the close today and be able to, call it a good progress for the whole week. Because we opened on the market at 498 on Monday. No, we did not. Never mind. We opened at 500. At exactly 500 on Monday. And now we're at 505.70. Even if it pulled back to 501 or something today, which would be quite red, or 500, that's still not a bad week. Especially since those are the average. Remember, the market index is an average. So you get average results. All right, my VRT PCS is at 100% max profit across both buy-ins. So I'm going to attempt to sell some more. Close those out at a profit. All right, Nvidia doing the pullback thing as I expected already, but I did expect that. And then the 105, and I have all these verticals. The 105, 7.5. Let's try and buy that. One of those. This is VRT. It must be really up there. Okay, yeah, it's high tight flag. I'm also in VRT in shares, and I have 2 put credit spreads that I've amassed. And I've just amassed a large position there on VRT. So I'll be trying to sell some more of those contracts today at 95% max profit. Looks like it wants 8 cents. Okay, I'm going to take that because that's good. See if it gives it to me. It didn't. It might take some time. Now, Tesla, I'm at 90% max profit on those. So I'm going to attempt to take those off as well. It's a take profit moment, and we got to act fast because if the market's pulling back, these are the good prices right here. But Snow is continuing, looking beautiful on Snow. And that's an amassed position, I believe. Let me see. I believe so. Snow, are you in amassed position or not? Maybe it's not. It's not in amassed position. Man, I got to check on that because I do want an amassed position. Okay, Tesla though. Let's see if we can get out here at a profit. All right, so I put an order in there, and I'm going to put an order in also for my new position on Tesla, which is one of them is the PCS's 250-245 put PCS 250-245. So I'm going to try closing one of those. I have several. 250-245. There it is. I'm at 95% max profit. Definitely taking that. So I pulled an order out for one of those to close one of those. All right, looking good. Now over on Netflix, that's another. I'm trying to address all of my basically PCS spreads first. I do want to take a quick look at Snow just to double check I'm not supposed to add on. No, because I got in for the first time in after hours yesterday. Never mind. So this is not for an amassed position yet. This is a pilot position. Very good, very good. Now, Netflix. So elevated. Look at that. My God. So I'm trying to, take out profits on that, on all my put credit spreads. I have one more of the old ones. So I'd be happy to liquidate out of that. So I'm going to put that on the books all day. And I'm happy to liquidate out of the new ones as well. Did I just get it? No, that was a snowflake exit. So another snowflake partial taken out. We're now at 50% to our 2-to-1. So we're at 1-to-1 right now. Snowflake 42 by 74 is 28 cents width. So that would be 22 minus 8 is 14 cents on the buy side. So I'll put in 19 cents. Let's see if they'll give me that on Netflix. It should be fairly more liquid, so I think I might get that at some point today. There's Nvidia. This is a new pilot position, or is this? No, this is a snowball, I think, on Nvidia. Let's see, an amassed position. Yeah. All right. Now, like I said, I think probably Nvidia will get bought up around 145, 144 zone, and we're getting into it right now. There it is. So, but we'll see. We'll see. All right. Nvidia. Yes. Now, Bitcoin, if you're watching it, has been pulling back at the open as well. It's just profit taking. It's a profit taking day. Like good measure. But Snowflake wants to continue. Snowflake's relative strength is off the charts right at the moment. Netflix dropping, MSTR dropping with Bitcoin dropping and Nvidia dropping, but like I said, Snowflake moving up. So that's a winner. And let's see what else we got here. Doing well. Reddit, right? I think it was earnings. Let's see, Reddit. No, it wasn't earnings. It's just, it's continuing to move along. Very nice. IJIC. Let me see. The wicks are coming up.
UPLD may resume in less than a minute. CRNC. BEKE. BRZE. MDB. PANW.
A little buying up action on Nvidia. Okay, so we are very elevated on IJIC. That's really an add-on on IJIC, but I'd like to see IJIC be green. And then I'd be able to add on and move my stop up to 23.55. And this would be the second add-on. So this is where it really starts to go geometric, the sizing. Let's just go over the math on that for a second. So I have 39 shares right now at 21. That's down here. And that's also my stop. Now, if we move the stop up to 23.55, and that's where we also move our cost average, then we're going to figure out how many shares will we be able to buy. So we have 39 times 21.24009231. Technically, exactly. And then we would add, let's just call it a double for the moment, 39 times the current price of 25.50, let's call it. That would be the same as 78 shares total divided by 78 is 23.37. So that'd put our stop right about here. So that's actually pretty close. So it's not geometrically, it's not hugely geometric. It's kind of a doubling. And that's exactly where I'd like it. A little bit under 23.50. So I'll double my position on IJIC, but only if it can put in a nice green strong day, because the reason why is if it can't put in a nice green strong day, then maybe it's gonna go like this for the next while. And what would happen is all my hard work in the position would be lost right here. It would knock me out. I don't want to get knocked out. I'm happy to hold this through the 50 moving average if it's going to do that, since it's in a masked position. We just got something. Something just happened. Maybe it's another profit target on snow. Let's see. No, I don't think it was. But let's go see what it was. Could have been a stop out. Some things are pulling back. Some things are pushing. Let's see. Sell CDXC. No, it was a take profit on CDXC, one of our positions that is a CDXC. Okay, it's a pilot position. CDXC. Let's go take a look at it. No, this is and it's also an alert. Oh, it's alerting me to buy in. All right, we're going to triple this position now. CDXC. Okay, we cancel all orders. Oh, we don't have any more orders on this. Oh, we have a stop, but we're going to cancel that. We're going to raise our stop up. It's time to raise our stop on this to 678. Right now we're at 621 and we have 83 shares. Let's see what happens if we buy 10 shares. We want to get it up to 678. We'll buy 10 shares. We don't have to do the math. We can just cowboy it. Just buy it in a little bit, and then it just maths out on its own. All right, so 638. We're trying to get the stop to 678. Somewhere around there. The cost average, rather. All right, and it is moving. It is moving without us. We'll try another. 652. All right, more. 664. All right. More. 674. Okay, now we're getting close. I'm going to get 7 more shares. I think that's going to put us past 678. No, I'm going to get 2 more shares. To wait for it, potentially. So that'll put me at exactly 125 shares. And my cost average is 675. So the question is, can I buy 5 more shares to get 678? I think so. I'm not sure of the math, but we're cowboying it. There we go, 679.5. That's fine because the real stop is 680 anyway. All right, so our new break even and stop is 680. And we increased our position from 83 shares to 130 using my mass system. So we're going to move up our break even on that. As soon as I can get it, it's like hiding in there. There we go. Indication as far as on the chart here. And our cost average is 679.5. So there we go. And we can say that this old stop is now gone. And this old break even is now history. New break even starting here is up there. And now we have to set up our 2-to-1s to exit. Roughly got in right there, 778 with all these new shares. To our stop is about $1 of risk. So we have about $2 of upside roughly to hit the 2-to-1. It puts us at 965. So right around 950 from 780. So let's call it $8 to 950, $1.50 of width, and we got to get rid of 65 shares. $1.50 of width. Probably a good idea to take 15 exits then. So does 65 divide by 15? Roughly 4 shares. 15 times 4 will be 60, close enough. So we're going to set up 4 share. We're going to set up 15 4-share exits up to 2-to-1, starting at $7.99 and being put in at every 15 cents. I'm sorry, every I don't know. Let's see, $1.50 divided by 15, every 10 cents. So $7.99, $8.09, $8.19. So this is part of the work. This is part of the job. $8.29, $8.39, $8.49, $8.59, 869. We're trying to get 15 total 4-share exits to account for 50% of our position, exiting up partially exiting up a tree of partial exits to a 2-to-1 on our risk. 899, 999. No, not 999, 909. 919. That's 13 orders. 929. That's 14 orders. And 939. 15 orders. That's 60 shares. And I can even put one more right underneath to make it 16 times 4, which is 64. And that's close to half, 65 of 130. But I'm going to put that final one actually down lower to get a nearby exit at 789. So see, I took from the top and put it down here. So now I have 16 exits. Now, that's 64 shares. The rest of it, 66 shares, we're going to put on a stop until cancel. And that's going to be at our break even of 680. So 679. Boom. And that's it. Now we have a massive position that got bigger, much bigger position on CDXC. And it's all accounted for. We can move on. We don't have to think about it anymore. It's all accounted for. Stopped, partials, and we let it do its thing. Okay, I just got to exit on FTEL. Ooh, it was a stop out. So we got to go to FTEL and flatten that out. Boom. We are all out on FTEL. Bye-bye. That's fine. You know, this is part of risk management. All right, close that. Put that in the closed folder. Also, AgFi I closed this morning. How is AgFi doing off of its dump? Did it get bought back up? I'm very curious. Not too much. I made the right decision. That's for sure. But in the long run. You're here in chat, but can't get on the stream this morning. All right. Got a profit taker on Chewy and CNVS. Okay, awesome. I get in NVIDIA and Snow. And I amassed added on CDCX and others. It's a good morning. Be watching for Bitcoin 100K. Bitcoin on the way back up. The market therefore bottoming. Nvidia has bottomed and it's being bought up. Where did it get bought up? 144. I did talk about that 144, 145 zone. And that is exactly what happened. There were two zones. So it's not like I was right. I'm not here to be right. I'm here to have assumptions. And if any of them work out, then, you know, my assuming overall is worthwhile to me, you know, but I expect to be wrong more than I'm right. I'll make assumptions, but I'll be wrong at 3 out of 4 of them, but I only need one of them to be right. I don't give a fuck if I had 4 different areas where I thought Nvidia was going to bottom and I don't buy till one of them happens, then it doesn't matter that I was wrong about 3 of them, does it? So, you know, it's amateurs are always thinking that, you know, it's incorrect to be wrong. Oh, fuck. Professionals know that you're going to be wrong more than you're right. So you have a long way to go as a beginner, and you really should, you know, pull back on the ego a little bit and listen to a mentor who's been out there doing it for at least 10 years, guys. I mean, I've never met a Forex trader, for example, who has lasted more than 10 years. If you can find a Forex trader that has been trading profitably with transparency and shows that they have been successful with Forex trading for more than 10 years, you know, that's a qualified mentor. I'm not saying they're not out there. They are out there. I know there are some. They you know, the much bigger traders. But, you know, they're more rare, and they might not have access to mentorship. But find a mentor if you are able to. Find a mentor for what you want to get into, and make sure they've been trading for at least 10 years. The example with Forex is is the one of the best worst examples, because forex is not what you want to be doing. But 10 years is a great cutoff, because it even works in the forex world, which is crazy, shitty, crappy, scammy. But when it comes to stocks, there's a lot of good guys. And but what you want to do is you want to find one who's been trading for more than 10 years successfully. All right, FTEL's done and gone. Let's keep an eye on Snow. Looks like SPY, SPAI, did what I said. It completely failed out. Like I said, the selling signature was not looking good. But Works, we've missed a pre-market high entry on Works, and that's okay. But that would have been an entry, but that's okay. But the entry would have been at 212 with a stop at 160. But what we do now is we're going to watch it for pullback, and we're going to watch selling bars, and we're going to get an idea of whether or not we even care. Yeah, Snow's coming back up. All right, for me, I need to continue to organize stuff here. I think CDXC, where are you? CDXC, there we go. I need to put you into the amassed position. So that's the second add-on on CDXC for our amassed position on CDXC. So we've had 3 entries now total, pilot and 2 add-ons on CDXC. And let me see what size we've got now. See. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to see it get bigger, but it's a pretty volatile stock, so got to be careful. And by the way, yeah, we should double check dilution on CDXC, just to know how much trouble we could be getting ourselves into. History of dilution is, well, actually quite nice. There's basically no egregious dilution in its history. Looking back, so 1% here. I mean, that's nothing. Wow. Since 2017, they have never fucked over their shareholders. So, they've done bad because they did bad as a company, as a business. They had hard times. That was, definitely after the pandemic era. But they never fucked over the shareholders by diluting into them. Good job, CDXC. They might have thought about it, but they never did it. Now that the price is coming back up, who knows? Maybe their morals have changed and they're going to do it. But it looks like they are not going to do that to their shareholders. And if it's the same CEO, then it's probably going to stay that way. So CDXC, very cool. All right. What else we got? Snow moving. That's a new position on Snow. So that's a pilot position. Snow's doing good. We're already halfway to our 2-to-1 on Snow. Axon, something else I have. It's a pilot position. All right, following through, looking good. Getting partials, I suppose. Let me go check. Axon. What? I've had no exits on Axon? None? That's just strange. Oh, that's because it's so high priced. $630. So I was only able to get a couple of shares. So I only have an exit at the 1-to-1. You can see that's coming up though. See the width of my risk here? It's probably right around 635. Let's go take a look. I'm curious if I'm right. Axon, 635. First sell order is at, let's zoom out a little bit. 635, yeah, 635.50. Let's get a little closer view. 635.29. Even zoom in more. 635.22. Yeah, I'm gonna put that right underneath 635 at 634.97. It hit 633.14. So anyway, that's Axon. Some of our bigger positions, we got Reddit, which I don't know if it's red today, but oh yeah, very nice follow through on our amassed position. Very nice follow through on there. So you can see that we'll be taking partials all the way up to 163 and keeping an eye on it for potential add-ins. Palantir finally having a good day. Let's go take a look. Nice. So this is actually a cheat entry or a cheat add-on, but I'm already where I need to be. My break even is at my stop, which is 58. But if you were to get in here today on Palantir, maybe at the end of the day, so you can be sure it's a green candle and the cheat will hold up, you would have your stop at 58. So let's say by the end of the day, you're able to get into Palantir at 64 because it went up more. Let's say end of the day, 64. You'd put your stop at 58. So that's $6 of risk. If you wanted to risk $100, then at $6 of risk per share, you would buy 16 shares. Is that right? 100 divided by 6, 16 shares, yeah. And 16 shares would cost you, at 64, $1,000. So $100 of risk, you'd buy in for $1,000, you'd buy 16 shares at 64, and you'd be in Palantir. Now I have a snowballed position, so I have 113 shares at 0 risk. And I'm definitely looking for add-ons, but this isn't the moment for me, just because of where it sits in my journey, in my path of amassing a position on it. Okay, continuing to look at everything here. And Bitcoin's pulling back more again to 97,000. The market's going with it. So is Nvidia, but I imagine that Snow is not following because it's doing its own thing. It's in its own lane. Is it considered a mid cap or a big cap? Big cap. It's the #1 most popularly traded stock in the big caps today, followed by A-Lab. Let's take a look at A-Lab. It's always interesting to look at big caps. It's not A-Lab. I mean, I typed A-Lab. Oh, I put a little apostrophe at the end. I had a little misslip there. Okay, let's see. Oh, it's an IPO breakout essentially, with a little cup and handle, and today's the breakout of the handle. So the stop would be at 85, and we're getting at 106. It's like $11 of risk. I'm going to go ahead and get that pilot position because IPOs breaking out of the bowl on the right side can really do something. So with $11 of risk, I can only get 9 shares, I think. $100 of risk divided by 11, 9 shares. So I will attempt to get 9 shares. And as soon as I get rung in, there we are, I will set up all my charting annotations so that I can always come back to this and know what I was thinking. I mean, when you're managing 70 positions, it helps. You don't have to go back and figure out what you did and reverse engineer things to try to figure out what's going on. Just put it on the chart. All right, now I set up my 2-to-1 exiting. That'll be 5 shares of exit across a 2-to-1. So in my case, 5. That'd be every $40. I'll take out 1 share of profit. Okay, boom, boom. 19, 1, 2, 3, 160, and 200. Okay, those are all set up, and then oh shoot, I set those up as good to cancels. They would not execute in after hours. Those need to be set up as good for cancel EXT. FYI. All right, 38, 75, roughly 120, 160, 200. Okay, now we switch to GTC and set up the stop. A stop order can only happen during market hours. 85 is what we were talking about for the stop, so we want to put it right under 85. I believe that's what it was, yeah? Yeah. So 84.98, perfect. Boom. And we're done with that. We don't have to look at it again. We can just let it do its thing. Now, I did get a sale of something just now. So I've entered A-Lab, what was that now? IonQ hit an exit, Reddit hit an exit before that, but IonQ is doing its good old thing. Woo! Very nice on IonQ. We love it. And I'm at a 0 risk amassed position on IonQ. So this is just gravy. Just gravy time on IonQ. Nvidia dropping through that supported buy area. Not good. I'll probably have to exit out of that. position a little early if it's going to be acting like this, because it could act like this all day, and we don't need that. I'm going to set a stop on those on my prop account. Okay. LMND, we're in that, I believe. Yeah, we're up 50%. There's no add-on. And I don't even think, we have some further profits we can take, but why? Oh, that's a stop order. So we need to take another partial out on LMD, because this is very nice action. So we'll take a little profit right here. Entering this order will cancel your stop. Yes, I know. So on days like this, you take a little piece out. Oh, it looks like it already did. Like literally a few cents ago. I didn't know that as well. All right, I took out 2 pieces. Fine, that's okay. I've got 14 left. All right, we just got another exit on Axon. Axon's continue. Oh, that was our first exit on Axon. Remember, I said okay at 6:35, we're going to hit our first target. We just did. And it's already back to 632. But that's why you want to set those up. You can't actually manually perform the actions you're required to perform when you're holding. I mean, I have 55 plus 25, 80 positions. 55 positions that start as pilots and snowball into an amassed positions. I have 25 of those. And from the amassed positions, I hope they snowball into giant positions. That's the amass system. The asymmetric momentum accumulation and scaling system. Amass. All right, good. This is why we take partials, because MSTR is pulling back too. So we took partials way up there. We hit our 2-to-1s. We're now fully. Actually, we hit 7-to-1. We're now fully out on MSTR. Not fully out. I have some position left, but as far as take profits go, and we're just letting it move. Letting it do its thing. Now works, we're getting those pullbacks, and it does in fact look like there's way too much selling pressure on works. So we don't really have a day trade available to us today. Not on CDT, not on SPAI, and not on works. They don't look like they qualify. Snow hit 170 and is now topping at 170. The market is pulling back and pulling back. The market is now below 500. So this is a pretty strong pullback day, actually. But I'm glad to be up. But by the end of the day, I could be break even on the day. So what you want to do on days like this is just watch your stops. Just be careful. Everything's I'm going to go through mine and see if I've been stopped out on anything. Nope, just FTEL, and I got rid of that right away. So you just got to watch your stops. And I have a column on my positions which shows me stocks that are experiencing strong drops and strong gains as well. But the strong drops are coming from MSTR, Riot, and NVIDIA. So, and also SMLR. 3 out of 4 of those are because of Bitcoin. And NVIDIA is probably partially because of Bitcoin as well. But I don't think so. I mean, it's just temporary. It's just temporary. Tomorrow or the next day, next week, things could move more. So Bitcoin hit 98.4. thousand And maybe at the end of this market, we'll see it bought up. This market bought up along with Bitcoin towards the end of the day. All right, we're at the top of the hour. I've got to run some errands and I have some appointments. So thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe and follow so that you'll be having access to all my streams whenever I go live. I try to go live every morning. All right. Have a good one, everybody, and let's see if Bitcoin hits 100K today. Take care.